Two competitions remain in the seemingly mythical 2025 Diecast Competition Series season. Folks, ladies and gentle cars, my name is Farkle8000, and I am here to present to you round number 1 of the 2025 December competition. Now, before we get into the storylines and stuff coming into this competition, I just want to mention that picking just pure highlights for round number 1 here was unnecessarily difficult. There are 68 races in round number 1. We nearly picked 40 plus of them. Yeah, a very packed round number 1. I hope you're ready for it. But before we get into it, we've got some storylines to get to. And let's start with the thing that we have mentioned many, many times before. And we will mention, I guess, many, many more times until the end of the season. And that is this. This is the top 10 conversation. This is 5th through 15th in points and where they are versus 10th place. 10th place is currently Splitter. If you ask me, I believe Elliott, Splitter, and Carrera are really the 3 competitors to watch in this competition. Maybe add Polar to that actually as well. Polar is minus 49, so I think that's slightly within striking distance. I think Voltage, Stingray, Diablo, Virtual, they're in a very comfortable position. They just need to keep it clean. And Blitz, Plymouth, and Shifter, I believe, mathematically, I believe they can get in. But I think realistically, they will have to win this competition. For Blitz, she's already into the All-Star New Year's Tournament for 2026. Plymouth and Shifter, they're not in it regardless, so they would have to either make the top 10 in points or win a competition before the year is up. So just wanted to briefly touch on this. This is the standings after November. Coming into this competition, the Christmas competition. So that is the top 10. There's one other thing I wanted to mention. Something we've actually never mentioned throughout this entire season, and that is Rookie of the Year. It is 100 plus points, I think like 103 points between first and second in the full season point standings. But for the rookies after Comics DNF in round number 4 of the last competition, Roadster and Mach leapfrog him and are separated by 23 points. I think Roadster races first. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure Roadster races first and then Mach follows suit. Just 23 points separate them. Mach is winless. Roadster has a victory, so 2 competitors being who has been very, very consistent this year. This is going to be a fun fight to watch over the next 2 competitions, the last 2 competitions of this season. But other than that, there's not really much else to add. I mentioned the championship is 100 plus points. Why would we talk about that now? The top 10 conversation and Rookie of the Year is what we watch out for now. And so with those storylines out of the way, let's get racing in a very late December. As we have for the last few competitions, we begin this one from right to left with Skull, Lantern, Oldster, and Siren. The last 2 competitions, this race number 1 of the last 2 competitions, have ended up with a 4-car DNF. Each race, competitors have switched around due to their ultimate finishing order. Does anything change this time round, or will we start with no one advancing for the third competition in a row? And it looks to be a relatively even start. Siren now pulling ahead. Lantern way in the air. Skull on the side of the track. 2 cars are still on track. Siren bounces. Here comes Oldster. He'll finish the race with Siren. So we'll have a double DNF in race 1. A double finisher, though. Finally. Oh, it is about time that we had someone advance out of race number 1. It is Oldster who beat Siren to the line. Siren could have done it in the last competition, but the finish line bounce derailed him, literally sent him off the track, and so he was unable to finish then. This time around, it prevents him from advancing again, actually, because he hit that finish line bounce, and Oldster finally advances out of this race. Next up, we've got Mustang Blue 156 and pullback. And it looks to be Blue a big lead early through the transition. He's flipped on his roof. So is Mustang. 156 is off the track. Can someone finish? Pullback squeezes through. Can she finish the race? She can. She will just barely cross the line and stop. On the other side, we will have a triple DNF in race 2 of this competition. 156, I have no idea what happened to him. He was just off the track. I guess got a bad bounce. He was behind Blue as he flipped high into the air. Blue lands on his roof. Mustang as well flips over, and a pullback in her final career season right here. She's got one competition after this one. She advances to round number 2. Next up, we've got Racer, M, Skyline, and Stinger. And it looks to be maybe Racer with a slight lead bouncing. Now she's on the side of the track. She's flipping in front of M. Everyone is upside down. M is off the track. And they'll stall out mid-track. And even though it didn't happen in race 1, we are still going to get a quadruple DNF in this competition. It happens in race 5. That is unbelievable. I'm the only one on his tires. Everyone else is flipped on their roof. Racer, you see here, is just a little bit further ahead. Flipped off the track, got into M's lane. I don't know if there's going to be a penalty there for Racer being in the wrong lane at all. But, I mean, no one's finishing anyway, so it doesn't matter. Here are your results. And no, Racer will be placed furthest ahead in this race, but no one is going to advance. We will have a quadruple DNF in this competition. It happens. Race 5. No one is worthy of advancing to round 2 in this one. Next up, we've got one lefty pickup and a ladder. And it looks to be a relatively even start. I don't know who's ahead, wobbling through the transition. A big bounce there for pickup, but he's now driving. He's in the lead. He bounces. Here comes one. He draws even with them. And one will come home in second. Lefty will stop just before his finish piece. Ladder will bounce off of his. We will have a double DNF in this race 1. I really thought was going to be able to get to pickup, in that race, but I don't know what happened, if he bounced or just wobbled a little too much coming into the finish line. A pickup is able to hold him off. Ladder will be placed in third. A lefty just didn't get to his finish line piece, will be placed in fourth. Next up, we've got Brandt, California, Rescue, and Sierra. It's Sierra in California who start with the lead. Rescue a little trouble out the start line. California is into Rescue's lane. It's Sierra in the lead. She'll take the win. Rescue trying to push California to the line. California a little too heavy for Rescue. Rescue cannot get past. And so they will both stall out mid-track. And Rescue forced to settle for last place. He will be stuck there. California flipped into his lane, and Rescue is a very small and very light plastic competitor, not a metal or die-cast heavy competitor like anyone else in this race. We just could not get by and couldn't even push her to the line. Sierra is the one who sneaks through the chaos to get the victory. Oh, and on their way to their start gate, California's taken to the ground. Sierra helps Rescue take her out. Rescue not very pleased with California. California gone into Rescue's lane. Rescue furious, because I think Rescue could have finished this race without California. He is not very pleased, and I mentioned it. Rescue, a very light competitor, enlists the help of the race winner to take California to the ground. Sierra, it's a tag team. Rescue, justifiably furious. Next up, we've got Mighty, Ethel, Tron, and Sprint. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Sprint and Mighty pulling ahead now. Tron way in the air. Mighty's on his side. Sprint is off the track. Ethel drives to the finish line, will take the win. Mighty on his side will stall out. And we're going to have a triple DNF in race 9 of round 1 of this competition. Ethel is the only competitor to finish. Sprint takes his second DNF of the season, second in a row as well. I think he was going backwards in the last competition too, so he's got to stop going backwards. He might be faster in reverse, and that might be the biggest problem for him. Mighty and Tron take, I don't know which number, but they've DNF'd a lot this year. It has been a struggle for them to. Ethel is the only one who sneaks through the chaos in lane 2 of all lanes, grabs the victory, and is the only one in this one to finish. Therefore, he's advancing, or easily advancing, to the next round. Next up, we've got Blackout, Country, FedEx, and 9. And it looks to be 9 a slight lead with FedEx. Country falling behind, bouncing through the transition, though they keep it clean. It's Blackout pulling away with 9. Blackout will take the win. 9 in second, Country third, FedEx in fourth. Which means everyone is going to finish this race. And I am being told that this was our very first clean race of this competition. Every other race had some sort of wreck or DNF. This one right here had none of that. It was good old-fashioned, hard, clean racing right to the end, and Blackout takes the victory. Next up, we've got Jeep, Dylan, 10, and Orange. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Dylan falling behind now, 10 way in the air, but he's straight now. It's Orange in the lead, though. Here comes 10. He bounces. Here comes Orange again. And it's a photo finish as they cross the line. Dylan is going to stall out. Jeep will slowly pull off screen. He will finish the race. But who wins 10 is going to be able to hold on. Man, what a race that was. This was another one that I was expecting to actually turn into another quadruple DNF. Ever since Race and Land, 10, Jeep, and Dylan have struggled mightily. They have barely been able to finish races. Dylan has actually been granted a DNF exemption because of how much he has struggled ever since Race and Land. They finish these races. Well, technically they finish these races. Dylan will get full points for this. But they finish, and it was an incredible finish at that 10. Just barely beats orange across the line. Next up, we've got Worldwide, Rookie Wallace, Bones, and Bullet. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Bones now falling behind. Wallace flips on his roof. Bones sneaks by as Worldwide pulls to the win. Bones wobbles. Bullet will be unable to close, so she will finish in third. Wallace is going to DNF. The rookie had such an incredible start to the season, was up there top 25, I think, in points. If he wasn't top 25, he was pretty close to it. Had an incredible first half to the year, but ever since Race and Land, and really the last few competitions, Wallace has lost his triple-digit point score. He hadn't gotten a triple-digit all season long until he DNF'd a few competitions ago, and he's just been falling ever since, and just kind of makes it worse right here. He DNFs and finishes last as the other NASCAR in this race, Worldwide, takes the win. Next up, we've got Budweiser, 68, Discount, and Hyper Ice. And it looks to be Hyper Ice maybe being left behind early, now wobbling through the transition. 68 pulls to the lead, is now Carling's ahead. She wobbles. Hyper Ice is there, but 68 will be able to hold off that hard charge and will beat out 3 NASCARs. That is incredible. 68, I thought she was losing this race poorly. I expected it to be Budweiser, maybe Discount, but Hyper Ice pulled into second place there and nearly got the win. 68 outclasses the NASCARs to advance to round 2. Next up, we've got Safari, Venom, and rookies Lucas and Falcon. And it looks to be, Venom gets caught at the start line. He's off the track before the transition. Now Lucas is off the track after the transition. Falcon will take the win, slowly coming to the line. Safari will DNF. Venom is unable to get by Lucas and will DNF himself. Lucas off the track towards Venom, and Venom coming to the line right there, I think, without Lucas stalling out right there, getting off the track, and getting into Venom's lane. Venom, I think, easily could have snuck on by and finished this race. Venom, just like Pullback and a Lantern, is in his final season in the Diecast Competition Series. I really, really hope he can win and advance to round 2 like Pullback did earlier in this competition. But this race right here is kind of the opposite of what we're looking for. Venom will unfortunately DNF the rookies. Will finish 1-2. Falcon will take the win. And, on their way back to their slots, Venom pulls Lucas aside and has a bit of a conversation, it seems, talking here with Lucas, probably telling him what he should do next time. Venom, in his final season, he will DNF Lucas right here, the cause. So Venom probably having a conversation around that topic. Next up, we've got Type X, Netspend, Bolt, and rookie Red Bull. And it looks to be Bolt a slight lead ahead of Type X. Type X now rolls on his roof. It's Bolt in the lead. He wobbles. Here comes Red Bull to take it. As they cross the line, Type X is going to finish the race wobbling on his roof. That is his first DNF of the season. And unfortunately, he started with a similar lead to Bolt. Bolt was able to hold on. Unfortunately, Type X rolls it and DNF. Speaking of Bolt, he is unable to hold on to that big lead either, as Red Bull, it looked like Bolt was starting to wobble down the track, and then that finish line bounce was really the final nail in the coffin for his race. Red Bull, the NASCAR rookie, steals the win. Next up, we've got X8, rookie Pegasus, Kohler, and Courtesy. And it looks to be a relatively even start. X8 now pulling ahead, wobbling through the transition. They're clean. It's X8 pulling away. Pegasus wobbles. He's the closest. And Courtesy, I think, got third as they crossed the line right there. He does. What a drive from him. Unfortunately, in his final season in the Diecast Competition Series, Courtesy is. But hey, still putting on a show, put on a show in the last competition, rolled on his side and somehow still finished, I think, second. This time here, it's a last second pass to third place. It's X8 grabbing a relatively easy victory over the rookie. Next up, we've got Speeder, Johnson, Sean, and Bush. And it looks to be a relatively even start, wobbling through the transition. Speeder was on the side of the track, but now he's in the lead. Here comes Johnson, draws even with him as they cross the line. That was very, very, very tight. Speeder will be able to hold on for the victory. Got on the side of the track right there. Was very lucky that he had a good run through that transition. He did get on the side of the track, which did slow him down a little bit, but Speeder, lucky the transition was kind of nice to him this time around, as Johnson nearly got the victory from him. An incredible photo finish right there. Speeder hangs on to advance to round 2. Next up, we've got Christopher, Dodge, Gibbs, and Axalta. And it looks to be Dodge maybe a slight lead ahead of the NASCARs. Now bouncing into Christopher. He's straight now. It's Axalta in the lead, wobbling. They can't catch him. It's a car length win there for Axalta. Impressive victory for the sophomore Why is Gibbs winning this race? Hold on. Give me a sec. I've got to make some phone calls. What? I'm not colorblind, am I? Or dumb, or just blind in general? Axalta won this race, didn't he? Didn't he? Hold on, I've got to... Give me a moment. We'll be back in a few seconds. It is too late in the season to be making this kind of a mistake. The lanes were accidentally switched. Gibbs advances through this race. Axalta finishes runner-up. This is the second time we've done it like this. Third time technically over the whole season, as hypothetically Velvet should have advanced in March, but he didn't because the pieces got weird. This time around, the last 2 times, it's just been series stupidity right here. So Gibbs somehow gets the win. Did he even finish second in this race? Are we sure that he should even be runner-up? I'm being told that yes, that Gibbs should be runner-up in this race. So, I mean, that's something, but yeah. So, Axalta will have a round 1 pass in the next competition, assuming he finishes that race. And so, yeah, series stupidity. Gibbs takes the win in this one. Somehow, Axalta, an impressive victory, unfortunately, will finish second in this one. Next up, we've got Taxi, Auto, Turbo, and Rookie Drift Rod. And it looks to be a relatively even start. A wobble there. Taxi on the side of the track now flipping into Auto. He straightened his lane. Turbo's off the track into Drift Rod. He will finish the race. Both of them will. Though Taxi and Auto are going to finish upside down. Well, Auto upside down. Taxi off the track. Both will DNF. And that was just a mess of a race Drift Rod, the only competitor who actually stayed in his lane, and he is forced to finish second place because the other competitor who finished this race was off the track in front of him. That is a rough race right there. The only plus side is that Turbo, who's had a terrible, terrible season, gets the win and advances to round 2. Next up, we've got Rookie Fast Break 13, Jordan and Patriot. And it looks to be a relatively even start. The rookie in the lead now, bouncing up on 2 wheels. He's straight now, and he bounces off the wall, bouncing the line. Here comes 13. They're 3 wide as they cross the line. And 13 is going to get the win. Man, Fast Break pulled ahead into the lead. Coming through that transition, he wobbled, got up on 2 wheels, and then hit the wall numerous times coming down this straightaway. Hit it once, twice, and then bounced. 13 used that finish line bounce to absolute perfection and took the win. I'm impressed that Fast Break was able to hold on to second place. I thought Jordan had taken from him, but 13 holds off the NASCARs to advance to round 2. Next up, we've got EB, M&M's, Kyle, and High Point. And it looks to be a relatively even start, wobbling through the transition up on 2 wheels. Kyle flips, High Point's on his tires, he'll take the win. And it's an incredible save that'll give High Point the victory. Kyle will be unable to save it. High Point was driving off his door and was somehow able to save it. I think we saw Miller do the exact same thing in the exact same lane earlier this season in the old location. So, turns out the NASCAR still have doors installed on their tires. He was on his side. He should have flipped over, and M&M's should have won this race. But High Point saves it and wins the race by a car length plus. Incredible drive by High Point. Unfortunately, Kyle was unable to save it. Next up, we've got Howler, Money Lion, Pace, and Cage. And it looks to be Cage falling behind early, wobbling on the side of the track is Pace. It's Howler now in the lead with Money Lion chasing. Pace is on the wrong side of the track. He'll finish the race. Cage will cross the line. Hold on. So technically everyone crossed the line, but Pace did not do it in the right lane and did not trigger his piece. This is an interesting situation right here, because usually in the past with situations like this, the other competitor has been nowhere near being able to finish the race and they've DNF'd. But, I don't know, I mean, Cage crossed the line, albeit slowly. How do we officiate this? And I'm getting word that Pace is going to be granted a finish result, and so will Cage. And I believe this is the right call. I think, well, I don't know what the right call was, to be honest, I really don't. But I think if you're going to give Pace a finishing number or finishing points, then you also have to do the same thing to Cage as well. Because with Cage's speed coming to the line right there, I don't know exactly, but I'm willing to bet you that Cage would not have been able to finish this race if Pace hadn't triggered that finish line piece. So, an interesting situation right here. Pace switches lanes, finishes for Cage. Both will be giving finishing numbers. Very interesting choice to put Pace in third place instead of fourth. Regardless, they're getting finishing points, and Howler gets the win. Next up, we've got Rookie, Salty, Blitz, Ruthless, and Sunshine. And Blitz in lane number 2 is 13th in points, minus 45 to the cut line. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Sunshine falling behind, bouncing Blitz way in the air. It looks like Sunshine's off the track. It's a fight for the finish line. Salty will get the win, and Sunshine and Ruthless will stall out mid-track. That is devastating for them. Not fast enough to usually be at the top, at the top right here. Unfortunately, they will tragically DNF right here and not be getting the full points that they deserve. I'm being told that this is Ruthless's first, at least official, DNF. I do remember he DNF'd in Race and Land, but in regular races, which is where the DNF truly comes into play, this is Ruthless's first on the season, which is, very impressive right there. Unfortunately, it comes at no fault of his own. Sunshine just got off the track. Salty, the rookie, gets the victory ahead of Blitz. Next up, we've got BP, Crystal, Nighttime, and Rookie TT. And it looks to be a relatively even start, bouncing, and Nighttime's on his roof. It's a big bounce there for BP, bouncing to the line. Crystal sideways, here comes TT. And it's tight as they cross the line. BP will finish the race as well. Nighttime will unfortunately DNF, and Crystal is going to hold on for the victory. I really thought she had lost it through the finish line bounce. She bounced, she hit that bounce, and then she got sideways and hit the wall. TT just unfortunately not close enough to capitalize, or didn't carry the speed over the finish line bounce as much as he needed to. Next up, we've got Catapult, Black, Bleu, and 27. And it looks to be, Black gets caught at the start line. He's off the track, bouncing there. Everyone's straight though and clean. It's Catapult in the lead. Black drives to second, and Catapult will take the win. Black will finish the race in second. An impressive comeback right there. Bleu in third, 27 unfortunately DNFs. Catapult impressively hangs on through that transition. She is either checkers or wreckers through that transition. This time round, she was checkers. She held on and takes the win. Black, I think, clipped the start line. You see from this photo, he's got giant side mirrors here. So I think he got caught at that start line, very similar to Venom. Earlier in this competition, it looked like Bleu's locking up tires came back into play. Hopefully we can get that fixed before next season. 27, unfortunately, DNF says Catapult hangs on for the win. Next up, we've got Pennzoil, Rookie, Hull, White, and Flyer. And it looks to be a relatively even start, bouncing through the transition. Flyer off the track. He saves it. White's off the track, wobbling to the line. Flyer will get the win. Hull in second. Pennzoil in third. White will unfortunately stall out and DNF. And that was a very impressive save right there for Flyer. Gets the win right here, but got on the side of the track just after that transition. And we know that there's that little gray piece on the side right there that numerous competitors have hit. I thought he was going to nag it and possibly get his first DNF of the season, but he doesn't. Somehow he avoids it. Next up, we've got Alpha, Motosaurus, Stunts, and Valvoline. The outside lanes are rookies, the inside lanes are veterans. And it looks like it's Stunts with a slight lead. Now Valvoline falling behind. Stunts way in the air. He's straight now. And here comes Valvoline up to second, to third, to first, to through the finish line. Bounce. And Valvoline will go from last to first. He'll take the win. I said Stunts was in the lead, Valvoline was falling behind, and then Valvoline took that personally. He hit the gas through that transition as everyone was fighting each other. He just snuck by on that outside lane to take the victory. Through the finish line bounce, he officially got it done. What a drive from the rookie. Kind of a rookie sandwich right here. Alpha finishes last, but Valvoline with an impressive drive gets the victory. Next up, we've got rookies, Hooters and Lickety with Mobile and Carrera. In lane number 4 is 11th in points, -7 to the cut line. And it looks to be a slight lead for Lickety. Carrera with her, wobbling through the transition. Mobile's on his roof. Hooters is off the track. It's an easy win for Carrera. Hooters and Lickety will finish. Mobile, though, will DNF on his roof the first time he has DNF'd this season. Carrera, -7 to the cut line. That gap could change. She's definitely just put herself in an excellent position to get that number to change. -7, and she takes a relatively easy victory. Next up, we've got Rookie Shifter, Bronze, Interstate, and Abstract. And Shifter in lane number 1 is 15th in points, -214 to the cut line. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Shifter now pulling ahead way in the air as Interstate flips on his roof. It's Shifter pulling away, bouncing. He'll take the win. Abstract able to hold on for second. Bronze in third. And for at least the second recorded race in a row, a NASCAR in lane number 3 is going to DNF. This time it is Interstate who unfortunately DNFs. Not his first of the season, but an unfortunate one nonetheless. Shifter with Carrera advancing. We'll have to see what every other competitor on this list does. However, with Carrera advancing, I do believe it will be an uphill climb regardless for Shifter. I think 214 points. He's got to hope for a DNF or to win the next 2 competitions. And with winning, he'll be in regardless of his points position. So Shifter right here, getting a win right here. It's great to see him advancing. His hopes at a top 10 spot may be out of luck, though. But I guess we'll see. An impressive win right here could help him get there. Next up, we've got York, Lego, T-Rex Destroyer, and Rookie Strip. And it looks to be a relatively even start, bouncing through the transition. T-Rex Destroyer way in the air. York is flipping wildly as well. Lego bounces. Strip will take the win. And we're going to have a double DNF in this race. York is sideways on the track. T-Rex Destroyer is off the track in his lane. That is T-Rex Destroyer's first DNF of the season. A very disappointing time, or devastating time, I should say, for T-Rex Destroyer to get that DNF. He has had a very solid season right here. This season has been one of the best for the competitors who finished top 4 in points to start the year. T-Rex Destroyer unfortunately claims his first DNF in this one. And York right here, I haven't been mentioning the New Yorkers here. However, he has been on a DNF tour as of late. He was up there top 30, top 40 in points. I'm worried about his DNFs here. I think we're at the stage of the season where I don't think he can lose enough points or enough slots even to get to Courtesy's level, to lose, 100 plus spots. I think he's only going to be losing like 5 to 10 positions here each time. So definitely worrying, but I don't think it's going to be catastrophic, as the Rookie Strip gets the win, advances to the next round. Next up, we've got Splitter, rookies, Polar and Nerf Hammer and Dual Fueler. Everyone in this race have their own objectives. Let's start with Splitter. In lane number 1, he is 10th in points, plus 7 to the cut line, with Carrera advancing. He's a very important competitor to watch in this one. Polar in lane number 2 is 12th in points, minus 49 to the cut line, with Carrera advancing, and with Polar being in the same race as Splitter. This is a very important race to watch as well. Nerf Hammer and Dual Fueler are unfortunately nowhere near the top 10 in points. Nerf Hammer, I think, has had a very impressive run recently, has begun to make his way into the top 50 in points. So 2 competitors who have a top 10 spot on the line, and 2 other competitors looking for wins and to better their current points position. Only one can come out on top. And so far, it's a relatively even start. Maybe Splitter in the lead. Polar bounces. He's falling back. It's 3 wide. Dual Fueler pulls ahead. It's tight for second place. I don't know who got that position. Dual Fueler gets the win. Splitter will take second with Carrera advancing. That is a huge points position, or just position on track for him. Finishing with third. I mean, 1 point could be the difference between making the All-Star New Year's Tournament or not. It definitely was the difference last season. It could be the difference again this season. So getting that point there for Splitter is excellent. Polar, though, has had a very inconsistent stretch here lately, but ever since really Race and Land flipped around a lot of competitors. Polar was one of the competitors who were flipped around. He has been struggling recently, cannot find that consistency, unfortunately. Finishes 4th in this one. Dual Fueler gets the win. Next up, we've got 3. Armorall, Fangs, and Nova. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Wobbling, Fangs way in the air. He flips on his roof with Nova's on his roof as well. 3 will sneak by to get the win. Armorall will come home in second, and we are going to have a double DNF in this one. Fangs on his roof. Nova as well will claim his first DNF of the season. That is a devastating result right there for Nova. Unfortunately, just did not hold it through the transition. Maybe his wreck was a reaction to Fangs flipping and going over. I'm really not 100% sure, but unfortunately, both will DNF as 3. Sneaks through the chaos and gets the win. Relatively easy victory. There's really nothing else other to say than that. Next up, we've got Gear Wrench, Rookie, Drone, Proto, and Chomps. And it looks to be Chomps, maybe a slight lead. Is that dangerous? He wobbles, but he's clean. Proto's in the air. Gear Wrench is on his roof as Chomps will take the win. Drone in second, Proto in third. Gear Wrench is going to DNF on his roof. A devastating result right there for him, especially since that is his first DNF on the season. Chomps gets the win, advances to the next round. Next up, we've got Tab, Toyota, Missile, and Spider. And it looks to be a relatively even start. Bouncing through the transition, Toyota on his roof. Missile and Spider off the track. Missile now straight bouncing the line. Here comes Tab. It's a photo finish as they cross the line. It's a double DNF, and based on the pieces, it looks like it's Tab. It is! Tab pulls off the upset and takes the win in this race. That is incredible right there. Tab getting the win. I think advanced to round 2 in the last competition, advances to round 2 in this one against some very, very sporty competitors right here. Toyota has held his own. Spider has held his own. Missile, I would say, is the strongest in this race, and he nearly got the win despite getting off the track twice. That finish line bounce also threw him off course, but Tab has had an incredible season. I would say a career year, is very, very close to the top 100 in points. I'm really, really hopeful she can pull it off. That would be absolutely amazing. A win right here is really going to help that Tab pulls off the upset and advances to round 2. Next up, we've got Rookie Stingray, Benz, Plymouth, and your points leader, Demon. Stingray in lane number 2 is 6th in points, plus 205 to the cut line. And Benz gets caught at the start line through the transition, a flip, and Demon's on his roof. Same with Benz and Plymouth. Stingray will win the race. Can Demon finish? He's on his side. He can. Demon can indeed finish the race with a double DNF behind him. Oh my god. What just happened? I haven't even looked at the footage yet, but friggin' Demon's on his side. Stingray, I assume, won the race. Yeah, Stingray wins the race. This is practically a tie. I need to get out with the ruler for this. But I need to take a look back at this race. What happened? Oh, I did not think he was going to finish that race. Oh my gosh. Demon nearly just ruined his season. You hear it from me live while recording the competition, and now say goodbye to your 101 and comfortable points lead. Demon eliminated in round number 1 is, oh my goodness, he made the worst mistake he's ever made in his entire career. Demon's never done this before. It was instant. He was immediately just on his roof. He is super, super lucky he did not DNF like Benz and Plymouth. If Demon had DNF'd, then he would have lost the points lead, and he would have just been ruined for the entire season, just like Comic in the last competition. Oh my goodness. What is this season? What is this season? I think someone possessed this season just before we started, or this track is possessed. There's no way that this year is real. By this point, we have a champion. By this point, we have a Rookie of the Year. The last 2 seasons, but this year, this track has put on an unbelievable show, on an incredible season, and one that puts the points lead in jeopardy with 1 competition to go. The Rookie of Stingray takes the win in this race. Next up, we've got Drafter, Voltage, Rifle, and Throwback. And Voltage in lane number 2 is 5th in points, plus 208 to the cut line. And it looks to be a Drafter with a slight lead bouncing there. Rifle nearly flipped. It's now Voltage in the lead, bouncing the line, trying to pull away. He will indeed take the victory. Drafter, I think, comes home in second. He does indeed. Your early leader right there. I thought someone was going to close the gap or overtake him coming into that transition, kind of hence the hesitation right there in my voice. But ultimately, he held on to the lead through the transition. He lost it, however, after the transition. Voltage, just like Stingray, actually, I didn't mention it because of the craziness that was the last video race recording, but Stingray and Voltage both plus 200 100 points above the cut line, more than 200 points above the cut line. Clean races is all they're looking for. They don't want a quick flip over like what happened to Demon. Voltage keeps it clean in this race and gets the win to advance to round 2. Next up, we've got Fastenal 28. Python and Symbol. And it looks to be a relatively even start bouncing through the transition. Python now in the lead with Fastenal bouncing. Symbol is closing. He's right there across the line, but Python is going to be able to hold him off. Man, from Crystal to Tab and now Python, the pure underdogs are coming out in full force. As Python's had a very impressive run right here, but I was not expecting her to have enough speed to get the win right there from Symbol. I am very, very impressed with Python right here, having a career season, and it just keeps getting better right here. Python gets the win and advances to round 2. Next up, we've got Nightmare, GM, Hoverstorm, and Roadster. GM in lane number 2 is the only veteran in this race. Everyone else are rookies and Roadster. And lane number 4 is second in points, the full season points. So, and with Demon now being eliminated in round number 1, got to keep a close eye out on that. But Roadster is also your rookie points leader by 23 points over Mach. Mach has not raced yet, so Rookie of the Year and possibly even the championship could be decided by Roadster in this race right here. And it looks to be a relatively even start through the transition. GM flips on his roof. Now he's blocking Nightmare. Upside down, coming to the line. Roadster will take the win. GM will cross the line with Nightmare. Hoverstorm will DNF on his roof. GM blocking Nightmare all the way to the line, finishes the race for 2 competitors. Looks like GM will be placed in 3rd place. Looks like Nightmare has actually been placed in 2nd. So, interesting there. I thought GM crossed the line in front of Nightmare, maybe because GM was off the track. I don't know, the finish of this race is kind of wild. One competitor DNFs, the other one crosses the line upside down between 2 lanes, maybe even 3 because he's blocking another competitor. That's just absolute chaos and making my brain hurt. Roadster, though, the only one who kind of avoided the chaos. It was all happening right next to her, further lanes over. She avoided Hoverstorm. She got by GM. Roadster takes the win, holds on to possibly a Rookie of the Year, and inches closer to that championship points lead. Roadster advances to round number 2. And whoa, GM has been knocked down to the ground by Nightmare. Nightmare, the rookie, has taken GM to the ground. Not very pleased with how he was raced in this competition. It seems the rookie to the veteran. Nightmare was a dark horse for the last competition. Just barely finished his round 3 race. He was very, very strong. Could have won without that mistake in this one right here. Without GM getting off the track, I wonder how close the race would have been. Nightmare justifiably not happy with GM right now. Next up, we've got Mach, Virtual, Diablo, and Artie. Lanes 1 and 4 are rookies. Lane 2 is a veteran. Lane 3 is a sophomore. And there's a lot of objectives in this race. Let's start with Artie in lane number 4. He's actually the only one in this race with no clear objective. His real objective is to go out and win one of the next 2 competitions, this competition or the next one, in order to get into the top 10, or in order to get into the All-Star New Year's Tournament. Diablo in lane number 3 is 7th in points, plus 114 to the cut line. Virtual in lane number 2 is 8th in points, plus 109 to the cut line. And Mock, in addition to being 3rd in the full season point standings, he is 2nd in points to Roadster, minus 23 from Rookie of the Year, from the rookie points lead as well. Roadster is already advancing, and so if Mock wants those 23 points to shrink, he's got to win this race. And it looks to be a relatively even start. I don't know who's ahead. Now bouncing. Virtual's on his roof into Diablo. It's Mock pulling away. He'll get the win. Diablo will pull into 2nd place ahead of Artie, but Virtual is going to DNF his 2nd of the season. His first one came just a couple of competitions ago. I said then it was a bad time, but somehow he gets DNF at an even worse time. 2 competitions to go with Carrera advancing. I think that Virtual is going to fall outside of the top 10 in points. I think he'll be leapfrogged by Splitter, and obviously I think he'll be leapfrogged by Carrera, who's already advancing. So Virtual, come on, man. It's a terrible time to DNF. The first time he was running backwards and just got on the side of the track. This time round, he truly flips on his roof. Mock, 3rd in the full season point standings, 2nd in Rookie of the Year. A 2nd place right here is what he needs. Mock advances to round number 2. We've made it. This is the 68th and final race of round number 1 of the December competition for 2025. It contains Comic, X-Racer, and Elliot in a 3-car all-rookie race. And it looks to be Comic a slight lead with Elliot now bouncing, and between both lanes is X-Racer. He blocks Comic. He was on top of Elliot, straightens up, and I think X-Racer will actually get the win. He will indeed. X-Racer got off the track. Coming through that transition, he put his back bumper in front of Comic to not allow him to get through. Got on top of Elliot to slow him down. And once he finally got straightened up, he hit the gas and drove past Elliot to take the win. Man, that is a very controversial way to win a race, a round race in one of these series. That is blocking both of your competitors. Comic, I think without X-Racer getting off the track, would have had an excellent chance at being able to win this race. I saw he was going forwards for the first time since like mid-season. And with Demon being eliminated round 1, if Comic had gone on to win this competition, Comic still would have been in contention for the championship and Rookie of the Year. Elliot as well, a rough run for him too. Looking for 3 in a row. Got blocked out here by X-Racer. A controversial way here by the pickup rookie right here of X-Racer. And here are your 67 competitors advancing to round 2. Yes, race 1 did go through without a hitch. We did actually finally have someone win that race. Oldster won that race. However, I believe it was race number 5 that had a quadruple DNF. And so, for once again, for the third competition in a row, we will have 67 competitors advancing. In terms of potential winners of this competition, actually, in terms of winners on the season, I think we only have 2 winners on the season advancing to round 2, which is just absolutely insane. And so this competition's got the feeling of an early season competition where it feels like literally anyone could win this one. You look towards Mach, possibly you look towards Python, you look towards Voltage or Chomps, maybe 3 as well. But with Salty advancing, he's going to be a tough competitor to beat. But those are your 67 competitors advancing to round number 2. Let me know in the comments below who you think will be the top 5 out of the competitors we raced today. 5 competitors who you saw race in this video and advance to round 2 will be the top 5, and of course one of them will ultimately win the competition. Let me know who you think those competitors are. Honestly, I really have no idea. I think so far we showed Salty, and so I think I have to go Salty as an early prediction. Let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back eventually for round number 2 of this competition. And so, until then, until next time, my name is Farkle8000, and we'll see you later.